Hi, I'm Upton Sinclair, and I was born in 1878 in Baltimore, Maryland. I experienced both worlds growing up in that my father was an alcoholic and not very financially successful, and my mother's side was wealthy on the other hand. Growing up, I slept in boarding rooms that were infested with bugs, while I visited my grandparents' house on my mother's side and experienced luxury and wealth. All of these helped to shape my ideas of social injustice. And I wrote several books, but one that made a large impact on American society was The Jungle. It was published in 1905, and it brought attention to the exploitation of immigrants and the poor working conditions, lack of quality control in these meatpacking industry. All these conspired around the time when muckrakers were working to expose raw American life. There were child labor and rotten meat, rats running across the meat. And I know this because I researched firsthand, and in my research for writing The Jungle, I spent several weeks visiting Chicago's meatpacking industry and investigated the workers there. I performed interviews, and I meant to inspire compassion, but instead it instigated outrage. And that's what happened whenever I said I aimed at the heart of America, but landed on their stomach, because this instigated outrage rather than sparking compassion. My book was a national bestseller and it reached millions, but the impact was far greater than the sales. As a result of the book, the meatpacking industry was scrutinized, and which led to the passing of the Meat Inspection Act and the Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906. This is my book right here, The Jungle, and this is some rotten meat. So, the impact of these acts really created federal oversight, and eventually led to the creation of the FDA. The impact of this book worked to expose injustice, and the public reactions was much different than I expected. I expected it to hit their hearts, but instead it caused public outcry and eventually led to one of the most important reforms of the century. Thank you.